15 years ago this month, I visited China and had a wonderful time there. Fascinating, fascinating time. And when I was in Beijing, I met a man called Bai Li Xing, who is a violin maker. I'd found his website before I went, ChineseViolins.com, and I was able to meet him. We had an interesting conversation through an interpreter. I was in his house, and he showed me his tiny little workroom and one or two of his violins, and it was lovely. Anyway, when I came back home, I ordered a violin from him, which eventually turned up, a very nice violin, though actually I don't have it anymore, but it was nice. And I sent him a recording on that violin of a piece of music. He then put this onto his website. I think it's an example of one of his violins being played. There are a few other examples there, and it's still there, and I listened to it just a few days ago on ChineseViolins.com. So, I don't know what's happened to Mr. Bai. I hope he is well and thriving. The piece of music is the opening of the Butterfly Lovers Violin Concerto, the Chinese Violin Concerto. This was written by Zhang-Han, and Chen. Young men at the time, long time ago, and unfortunately for them, it was the wrong time to write something like this because the authorities, Chairman Mao and his associates, disapproved of it. It was the Cultural Revolution, and they were in fact imprisoned for a time. I don't know what happened eventually to Zhang-Han. Chen, I know, finally became professor of music at the Shanghai Conservatoire, and this concerto is very popular now, and you can get recordings of it quite easily. I do recommend it, it's nice. Anyway, I think they disapproved it because of the story, which I think is a Chinese legend, but it involves rather privileged people who live comfortable lifestyles, and that wouldn't go down too well, though it's a very sad story. Anyway, I'm going to play this now. I'd listened to my recording on his website just a few days ago, and it reminded me of it. I hadn't thought about it for a long, long time. But I'm going to play it again now. Here it is, the opening of the Butterfly Lovers Concerto. Thank you, Mr. Bai.